So an easy way for any of your listeners to understand if it's the mind or something deeper is the ego will rationalize, the mind will rationalize. So you might get a feeling that tells you like, I want to go talk to that person, or I want to start a podcast, or I want to do something like that. And then what will happen is your mind will start going, well, how do you know you're not going to mess up your words? How do you know that people are going to listen to it? It's going to start rationalizing. So a good little hack is to always take the opposite of that. So if your mind's telling you like, well, should you really do it? Just go, I'm going to do the opposite and just say fuck yes to it.
Ryan, that's basically the key to success. Because we know intuitively what is good and bad for us. I think all humans intuitively do. I think the further we get disconnected to that, the more that we listen to that yelling in our mind and disconnect ourselves from our gut feeling, intuition, whatever you want to call it, the further away we get. And I've noticed that for me. Like I notice a decision in my head or a feeling, and then I start to think about it because I've been very left brain analytical, and I'm starting now to override that. And like you said, 99.99% of the time, it's that uncomfortable decision that my mind wants to keep me away from, because I'll slur my words, or I'll get rejected, or whatever it is. And it's like, okay, that's a decision you got to make.
Yes. And
That's
dude, it's really funny because I really am starting to believe that everyone has all the answers to everything. And really the path, like you were just saying, is quieting the left brain enough, or just starting to notice it enough that you can separate yourself from it, put yourself back in your seat of power as the true self, higher self, whatever you want to call it, so that you can actually go,
The captain of your own life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Being highly optimized, right? Like any of these kind of things, they all speak to the same objective, right? Which is to be able to understand what voice is saying which, and then be able to discern what voice to listen to based on what's your highest and greatest good. And so like for me, being able to understand that rationalizing is like, oh, that's the mind, then take the opposite of it has led me to some really cool places that have been fucking terrifying. But, right, like, real life happens at the edge of your comfort zone. Like that's what I really feel. And if you can find comfort in the discomfort, and that's again, ice baths, all the things, right? Combo, all these things that we do are challenging, workouts, any of the stuff, but yet we're training ourselves to enjoy the discomfort, because it's almost the same as delayed gratification. When you realize that the more you delay gratification, the more you can experience it when it happens. That to me was another big, like, I don't know if you want to call it hack, because it's not really a hack, but that's kind of how I frame it. Things that have really helped my quality of life get deeper and deeper, and being able to enjoy the journey more, which all these sayings you hear, like enjoy the journey, but like there's a knowing to it, and then there's a realizing / direct experience to it. And I think that's for any of life, right? Like a lot of us are walking around knowing things because, again, left brain, very intellectually smart. I say all the time that when you think about the left brain versus right brain, it's almost like the dude who skips leg day. Right? Where like the left brain for most of us is fucking yoked, all steroided out, and the right brain is like chicken legs,
Yes.
And so it's like, and it's not like anyone woke up and decided to do that. It's just that we don't know what we don't know until we know it. And even when we know it, we don't really know it. And it's like a paradox, dude.